We all know IShowSpeed can afford to buy million-dollar robots, lose $50,000 earrings twice, and rent a $40 million penthouse just cause he felt like it. Dude is loaded, but to figure out how rich Speed actually is, we're breaking down every single dollar, all to answer one question: is a 21-year-old streamer actually richer than Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and MrBeast were at his age?
What's good, YouTube, y'all? I finally bought me a house up here.
See, Speed wasn't always flexing mansions and Lamborghinis. Darren Watkins Jr. was born on January 21st, 2005 in Cincinnati, Ohio, and his childhood, not exactly a fairy tale. His parents split up when he was young, so he bounced back and forth between his mom in Ohio and his dad in Detroit with his two younger siblings.
So boom, she kicked me out. I moved to my dad in Detroit. I kept going. My dad didn't really care. My dad let me. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my mom too.
Growing up, football was his escape.
You want to know, like, do I play football? Yes, I play football. Yes, right now we in the playoffs right now, so pray for us, man. But yes, I do play football. Yup.
Speed was dead serious about it too.
Where do you think you would be without the fame?
I don't know. I'll probably still be playing football. Yeah, I'll be playing football.
You was about to say something, but okay.
What I was about to say?
You was about to say I was in high school playing football.
But the universe had other plans. In March of 2016, at just 11 years old, Speed created his YouTube channel. His first video didn't come until December 2017, a 2K8 shoot-around clip that basically nobody watched. Then in 2018, he tried streaming Fortnite. Problem was, Fortnite was at its absolute peak, and every kid on the planet was already making Fortnite content. Speed's videos got buried. He tried Twitch. That didn't work either, so he did what most people would do. He gave up, went back to football and school, figured YouTube wasn't for him, and at this point, Speed's net worth was, well, about the same as yours, zero. But then COVID hit, and during the 2020 lockdown, one of Speed's friends basically said,
During coronavirus, my friend, he said, yo bro, you need to stream, bro. He was streaming, so I tried to do what he did, you know what I'm saying?
And this time, it actually worked. Week 1, Speed had one viewer, but that one viewer kept him going. Week 2, he averaged 4 viewers. Week 3, 8. Week 4, 20. And the crazy part?
So, like, does he have a channel? Or?
Yes, he does, but he stopped streaming, and I kept going, you know what I'm saying?
And that same friend eventually quit making his own videos and became Speed's manager instead. Now here's where Speed's story takes a turn that nobody saw coming. See, as his stream started getting traction, Speed went all in, like completely all in. Sophomore year of high school, he gave up on school, gave up on everything from his old life.
I kind of gave up on school.
Right.
I kind of gave up on school. I kind of gave up on everything that I had to my old life and just put everything onto my stream. I streamed every day. I didn't care about nothing else but YouTube, streaming.
All he cared about was streaming every single day. And his parents, yeah, they weren't exactly thrilled about that.
600K! Mom,
I don't give a fuck.
Alright, okay, alright.
I don't give a fuck.
Alright,
I'm gonna be on the recording.
Okay, alright.
A clip of Speed went semi-viral on WorldStar.
I was streaming. There was a clip that kind of blown up. It was on WorldStar. You remember WorldStar, right? It wasn't like, it didn't go viral. It had like maybe 30,000 viewers. So my dad showed my mom. She's like, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. Why is everybody talking about you like online, blah, blah, blah. Because it was like hate comments.
But the comments weren't exactly supportive. His mom saw all the hate, all the negativity, and she'd had enough. She gave Speed an ultimatum.
She told me to quit.
Yeah.
Or I'm leaving. Like, you know, or like, you can't do this in my house.
And Speed, at 15 years old with 2,000 subscribers and averaging 20 viewers per stream, looked at his mom and said,
so I'm like, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm out.
Just like that, he chose streaming over his own home, moved to Detroit with his dad.
So boom, she kicked me out. I moved to my dad in Detroit. Then I kept going. My dad didn't really care. My dad let me. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my mom too.
Honestly, but Speed's mom, she just didn't understand what was happening. Can't even blame her. Most parents in 2020 had no idea that streaming could become a career.
I still love my mom. She just didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But here's the thing about getting kicked out. It might have been the single best thing that ever happened to Speed. Cause now, with no restrictions, no one telling him to stop cussing or cutting off his internet midstream, Speed could finally go all out. And trust me, he went all out. Now this is where things get absolutely ridiculous. Between March and May of 2021, Speed went from 50,000 subscribers to 300,000. That's already insane. But June 2021, that's when the internet broke. See, Speed started putting his subscriber count on screen during streams. He gamified the whole thing, and his fans, they turned it into a sport. On June 22nd, Speed's about to hit 400,000 subscribers, and a bunch of people start mass unsubscribing just to watch him rage.
No!
Pressure donated
No!
And he did rage, and everyone loved it, so they did it again at 500,000, and again at 600,000. June 26th, 600,000. June 27th, 700,000. He went to bed, woke up on June 29th, almost at 800,000. 12 hours later that same day, he crossed 1 million subscribers, and the day after that, June 30th, 1.5 million. Speed gained 300,000 subscribers in a single day. Let that sink in. By the end of 2021, dude had 4 million subscribers, and along the way, Rice Gum connected him with Aiden Ross. At first, Aiden wasn't feeling it, so his exact words were,
Rice Gum hit you up, and at first like, Rice, I don't want this kid here. He might be fucking weird. I don't know who. He just screams and barks.
But Speed flew to LA, nervous as hell, heart pounding, having never met anyone famous in his entire life. And the second they got on stream together, chemistry, clean handshake, the rest was history. Oh, and somewhere in there, Speed also dropped a song called Shake. Yeah, the one you're thinking of. 238 million views, then World Cup, 200 million views. Dude was making hit music almost by accident. But now let's talk about the part that matters. Speed himself said it on Club Shay Shay. I became a millionaire at 16. I was about to turn 17. A millionaire at 16 years old. And what did he do with that money? Did he buy a chain, cars, clothes? Nah. He said at 16, 17, he didn't buy nothing. At 18, he still didn't buy nothing. He was, in his own words, just so locked in on my craft. But we'll get to what he eventually bought. Trust me, it's worth the wait. Now, Speed was already massive in America, but he wasn't a global superstar yet. That changed because of one random moment on stream. A fan asked him, "Who's your favorite football player?" And Speed said Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo! Suey! Simple as that, bro.
That's it. That one answer changed everything. See, Ronaldo is the most followed person on Instagram. Football is the biggest sport on the planet, and Speed didn't just casually mention Ronaldo. He became absolutely obsessed. Swee on every stream, trash-talking Messi at every opportunity, creating controversy that made every football fan on earth have an opinion about him. And the genius part? You don't even need to understand English to enjoy Speed's content. 90% of communication is non-verbal, and Speed's physical comedy, his reactions, his chaos, all of that translates in every language. Then came the 2022 World Cup. Speed wanted France to win. Argentina won. And Speed, he destroyed an Argentina jersey on stream in front of millions of people. Half the world hated him. The other half couldn't stop watching. Either way, everybody knew his name now. But the biggest moment of Speed's entire career came on June 17th, 2023. Ronaldo's son had been watching Speed's videos, and through that connection, Speed finally got to meet his hero in Portugal. The video of that moment, Speed breaking down, crying, hugging Ronaldo, has 326 million views, 18.8 million likes. It's Speed's most watched video ever, and honestly one of the most viewed creator moments in YouTube history. And if that wasn't enough, during a stream in Indonesia, Speed hit 1.04 million people watching at the same time, a world record. And here's what makes that even crazier. 6 of the previous top 10 most watched streams happened during the pandemic when literally everyone was locked inside with nothing to do. Speed broke all of them in 2024 with no lockdown helping him. But all of this success raises one question. Just how much money is all of this actually worth? Well, let me show you the math. Alright, let's break down how Speed actually makes his money. And fair warning, the numbers are going to get stupid. Starting with YouTube ad revenue. Speed has 4 known YouTube channels that have racked up a combined 7.6 billion views. Now, entertainment content like Speed's has an average CPM of $2.75. That's what advertisers pay per 1,000 views. But YouTube takes a 45% cut, which means Speed's RPM, what he actually takes home, is about $1.51 per 1,000 views. So take those 7.6 billion views, do the math, and Speed's career YouTube ad revenue comes out to roughly $11.5 million. But here's the thing, ad revenue is barely scratching the surface, cause Speed's real money machine, live stream donations. Speed averages 3 to 4 million viewers per stream, with an estimated 0.5% donation conversion rate and an average donation of $5. Speed's pulling in $75,000 to $100,000 in super chats per stream. After YouTube's 30% cut, that's still $52,000 to $70,000 every single time he goes live. Monthly, that's $630,000 to $1.1 million. Annually, up to $13.4 million just from people donating. Insane. Then you've got channel memberships. 17,000 members paying between 99 cents and $4.99. That's another $462,000 a year. Sponsorships from brands like Adidas, Homa, and Doritos, estimated $1.2 to $3 million per year. TikTok, Speed's posted just 24 videos, but they average 103 million views each, bringing in around $415,000 a year. And music, with 920,000 monthly Spotify listeners, plus all other platforms, that's another $66,000 to $88,000. Now, if you're keeping count, most of you watching this probably aren't subscribed yet, so hit that subscribe button right now, cause we're about to get into the really crazy numbers. Cause where Speed makes absolutely stupid money is on tour. Speed Does America, 35 straight days of streaming across the country. On Twitch alone, he averaged 16,220 subscribers, bringing in $56,000. Twitch ad revenue, $1.2 million just in September, plus another $226,000 from August and October. But YouTube is where it gets insane. 93 million views on long-form streams means a way higher RPM. We're talking $55 per thousand views. That works out to $5.1 million from YouTube alone. Total from the America tour, $6.6 million in 35 days. And Speed paid for everything himself, no sponsors. His exact words, "This all comes out of my pocket." The tour cost him 7 figures just for the buses, but even that gets topped by the Africa tour. 28 days, 20 countries, over 150 hours of streaming. He hit 50 million subscribers on his 21st birthday in Nigeria. The numbers, $5 million from YouTube ad revenue, $1 million from donations, $2.5 million from sponsors, another $1 million from limited edition Speed Does Africa merch. Grand total, $9 million in 28 days. That's $321,000 per day. So what does a 21-year-old do with all that money? Well, remember how I said Speed didn't buy anything at 16, 17, or 18? Yeah, once he hit 19, that changed real quick.
At 16, 17, I didn't buy nothing. At 18, I didn't buy nothing. But now I'm 19 and I'm like,
gotta buy something?
yeah, I'm like, yeah, like I gotta buy something.
First up, a $500,000 car collection, a custom Lamborghini Huracan with a full Ronaldo CR7 livery, cause of course it has Ronaldo on it, and a Lamborghini Urus for the days he needs an SUV. Oh, and Logan Paul gifted him a Cybertruck at a WWE event, so throw that in too. Then he bought a $50,000 Ronaldo chain, a Cuban link that he admitted on Club Shay Shay was a complete waste, cause he literally never wears it.
Bought the chain, haven't worn it. I just don't wear it.
A $50,000 closet decoration, respect. Then there's the $50,000 diamond flash earrings, which he lost twice, once during waterboxing in Thailand and again during a Sidemen match. That's $100,000 worth of earrings just gone. But the biggest flex, Speed bought a $1 million robot, posted a video about it that got 81 million views, and before that, he already had a robot dog that literally shoots fire, cause apparently normal pets are boring. Now for the real estate. Speed's primary residence is a $10 million mansion in Davie, Florida. Fully furnished, giant pool, the works. And being in Florida means no state income tax, which is actually a pretty smart financial move for a 21-year-old. During his America tour, he rented a $40 million penthouse in New York City, just casually. But here's the thing that separates Speed from someone like MrBeast. MrBeast reinvests literally everything. He said he has negative money in his bank account.
I have negative money right now. I'm borrowing money. That's how little money I have.
His entire net worth is equity. Speed actually lives the lifestyle. He spends it, he wears it, he drives it, he lives in it. But the very first thing Speed ever bought bought? We'll get to that in a second. First, let me blow your mind with some numbers. Using a conservative $20 million per year estimate, Speed earns $54,795 every single day. That's $2,283 per hour, $38 per minute. Every minute you've been watching this video, Speed made about $38. The median American salary of $59,000 a year? Speed makes that in roughly 1 day. His Africa tour alone made $9 million in 28 days. That's more money than most people will earn in their entire lifetime, just from streaming in Africa for a month. And think about the growth for a second. Speed went from 20 viewers, to 1.04 million people watching him at the same time. That's a 52,000 times increase. From 2,000 subscribers when his mom kicked him out to 51.3 million today. His mom kicked him out because of streaming, and that decision led to a net worth bigger than most NFL players. But exactly how big is that net worth? And more importantly, how does Speed compare to the richest people on the planet? Well, let me show you. According to the best estimates out there, IShowSpeed's net worth sits somewhere between $30 million and $55 million. Let's be conservative and say $30 million. How does that stack up? Against other streamers, Speed's doing just fine. Auden Ross sits at around $25 million. Kai Cenat's at about $30 million. XQC's reportedly worth $50 million. So Speed's right there in the upper tier of the streaming world. Solid, but not dominant. But what about the bigger fish? Logan Paul's worth $150 million. His brother Jake sits at $200 million. And MrBeast, $2.6 billion with a B. Okay, so Speed isn't exactly in that league yet. Not even close. But hold up, because here's where things get really interesting. What do Logan Paul, Jake Paul, MrBeast, and every billionaire on earth have in common? They're all older than Speed, some of them significantly. So what happens if we level the playing field and compare everyone's net worth at the same age? Speed is right now 21, MrBeast at 21. He was still doing counting videos and basic challenge content, worth maybe $5 to $10 million. Logan Paul at 21, still in his early YouTube era, maybe $5 million. Jake Paul at 21, team 10 days, maybe $15 million. Now here's where it gets crazy. Mark Zuckerberg at 21, Facebook had just launched. He had a company, but basically zero personal income. Elon Musk at 21, college student, broke. Jeff Bezos at 21, Princeton student, $0. At 21 years old, IShowSpeed is already richer than nearly every tech billionaire was at the same age. The only person in the modern era who clearly had Speed beat at 21 is LeBron James, who had his NBA salary plus the Nike deal. But that's literally LeBron, and Speed's not slowing down. He's still touring, still streaming, still breaking records. At this trajectory and at only 21 years old, the question isn't really how rich Speed is right now. The question is how rich he's going to be. But here's the thing about Speed and his money. His first purchase wasn't a Lamborghini. It wasn't a chain. It wasn't a mansion for himself. The very first thing IShowSpeed bought when he became a millionaire at 16 years old was a house for his mom. $1 million house in Ohio for the same woman who kicked him out. The same mom who told him to quit streaming or leave. He took his first big check and bought her a home. He said it on Club Shay Shay like it was nothing.
My first big purchase was mainly probably just buy my mama house.
And now he carries cash everywhere he goes, just to hand it out to people who need it. Speed went from a kid in Cincinnati with divorced parents, bouncing between 2 homes, who got kicked out for streaming with 2,000 subscribers, to a 21-year-old worth $30 to $55 million who broke world records, met his hero, toured the world, and bought his mom the house she kicked him out of. And if you still think there's no way you can make it, well, let Speed tell you himself.
Ain't no way, boy. It is a f***ing way, bro. Every time I say that no way, bro, I'ma say it is a f***ing way. Stop saying that. I'm telling you, bro. If you gonna have that mentality, you feel me? Like, do your whole love. Ain't no way, man. I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's. Like, man, shut up. Stop being the f***ing bitch. Stand the f*** up. It is a way.
If you want to see how Speed went from that Cincinnati bedroom to the craziest moments of his career, click the video on screen right now, because that one's even wilder.